McCullough County Senate District 28. The Smart Meter Initiative represents the largest loss of sovereignty over our person, our property, and our privacy. I would like to briefly describe to you, if you'll look at the little diagram here, this was not intended to be for such, but it kind of helps. What we're looking at is the supply of power from the electricity pole. This is delivered in a 60 hertz frequency. The smart meter acts as an activity log, documenting date and time of all activity. The information is then transmitted to, say, a water tower collector site at a 900 megahertz frequency. This is in direct contact with your electrical system that is designed to be 60 hertz, that's 60 waves per second. When those communications occur wirelessly, they are subject to any type of cyber hacking. Upon hacking, the information in your utility usage can be ramped up or down, depending on the whim of the hacker. That's subject to any wireless communications. Because the communications are at 900 megahertz, it creates static in the line. This static creates friction. The friction creates heat. In many instances, there have been many reports of the heat accumulating to such a degree that it actually causes the smart meters to catch on fire. The old analog meters were a simple mechanism of a wheel turning to log utility usage. The smart meters are computers. They are controllers. They are designed not to just accumulate usage, but to be a date and timestamp of every activity that has taken place on your electrical, your water, and your gas. The way this is done electronically, sir?
Sorry, how could they do it with water?
Okay, can I tell you?
Taking away from her
No,
time.
no. She's got another minute left.
I'm stacked in here, I got time. I'll try to make it quick though. I'll get to that.
Okay.
In the electrical system, it's a 60 hertz frequency. When the smart meter pings off 900 billion waves, it creates friction. The friction creates heat. The heat can cause the smart meters to catch on fire. The heat also then goes into your appliances, your computer systems, creating heat in them, causing their service life to be shortened. Within 4 months of installations of smart meters in University Park in Dallas, the woman had $1,500 in appliance repairs, living in a house she's lived in for 12 years. It burns out the electrical motherboard type electronics are subject to it. There's been reports of it. This heat is also causes your appliances to run inefficiently. So it actually causes more electricity to be consumed than the old analog because the line was cleaner. The circuit was cleaner. You can call the next person. They'll defer. Okay.
Kelly, is that?
That would be me. I'm deferring.
Thank you. So the your appliances, where did we get to? The heat?
The computers.
Oh, the
Burning out
computers.
appliances.
Burning out appliances, and it's costing money. Oh, and it also causes inefficiency. So we're actually using more energy. The computer, it's a computer. The smart meters themselves are using more energy. So when they say it's energy saving, the only way any energy is saved is when someone is turning it off. Now, traditionally that has been us in our home turning off things. With the smart meter, they have the capacity through smart appliances, smart thermostats, to control when you can wash your dishes, when you can dry your clothes, what your thermostat will read. All you have to do is look across the sea where they've had them longer, and even in New York, where they're controlling the thermostat, people cannot get the heat in their apartments up a certain rate because the thermostats are controlled by the utility companies. So this static in the line, every appliance has a unique pattern of static. So because it's an activity log, it's almost like an earthquake monitor where you're monitoring the static. So what happens is, because it's an activity log, date and time stamp, they can tell that at 6 o'clock your alarm clock went off. 6:20, your electric coffee maker went off. You stepped in the shower for a 14-minute shower because the water meter is date and time stamped. Your gas hot water heater kicked on because you took a 14-minute shower and you stepped out and you drew your hair dry for 3 minutes. Because of the static on the line, they can determine the activity in your home. These smart meters are equipped with what's called a Zigbee chip. which is designed to communicate, just like your computer can print to a wireless printer. That smart meter can communicate with your oven, your smart appliance, through wireless communications. So on this piece of paper, the smart meter issue was an item on the 2012 platform. It said, I believe, I don't know if anybody's got that language, I believe it's on page 15, something about civil rights or something, we're against them because of civil rights. It is so much more vast than simple, not that that's not bad enough. So what we're talking about here, we'd like to strengthen the language in that platform to say, threat to personal security from cyber hacking of wireless transmission, potential personal property damage from overheating, cost energy efficiencies from overheating, increased equipment costs from overheating, breach of personal privacy from data activity log. Now, if that wasn't enough, all that by itself should be enough. But the reason I'm here is because I'm Sheila Hemphill with Help Yourself Wellness Shop. And I know what these frequencies have the capacity of doing to our entire society. These frequencies emit, remember the static in the line? You can pull up the next part.
Gina?
Thank you. And I'm about summing it up. Everybody clear on the class? I'm a teacher. Everybody clear on the static in the line? Okay, the static in the line. Where did it come from? The transmission, the wireless transmission at 900 megahertz. That's 900 million waves a second. Questions?
No.
Okay. All right. Now, that same static in the line creates electromagnetic frequencies. And actually, I should have brought my meters because I can show you what these frequencies are emitting on a meter. You can't feel them. Well, I take that back. You can't see them. You can't taste them. Some people can hear them, and that sounds like as ringing of the ears. Some people can feel them, and those who can feel them are the people who are the most susceptible to illness, those who are already sick, the elderly, and children. These frequencies emit from the wall. They're known as electromagnetic frequencies. This information regarding the health is documented in thousands of medically peer-reviewed research. When you hear all the talking points, well, we just haven't seen any credible medical evidence. They are either innocently ignorant, blatantly ignorant, or dangerously ignorant, or they're lying. Because the document exists regarding the medical effects. That doesn't seem to resonate with a lot of people, okay? But you know what? If you don't have your health, it is the most costly thing to a society and a nation, is to have a weekend. So I thank you for listening to my impassioned. I would take questions.
I'm with you on it, so.
Anybody else have any questions?
Well, first of all, there's no way that my smart meter knows what my water bill is.
It knows your
Because
usage.
They're not connected completely. We have an old 30-year-old water meter in the front yard.
Then you haven't
Not
gotten smart
connected.
meters? You haven't gotten smart water meters?
No,
I
we have
have.
smart
I do
Mike.
have.
meter. Yes, we do.
Electrical, yes,
And
sir.
the only person that controls my thermostat is me and my cell phone.
Sir, that is until they implement codes at your local level. Now, I have another topic that I can go get a card on International Property Maintenance Code, which is going to be over in sovereignty. Now, do I need to come back on International Property Maintenance Code? And I've got some time. We could probably change the topic if you would like. But this is important. The International Property Maintenance Code is coming in at local levels. When they bring in, they update their fire, plumbing, and electrical. We've always had this. Now, fire, plumbing, and electrical has been international for years because the materials that are used are tested internationally and sold internationally, and it's basically good building principles. So that's, I can go with that. But they're bringing in International Property Maintenance Code. Now, your fire, your plumbing, next part. I am on smart meter for on international. I'll get you another piece of paper.
Faith? What SD are you in?
10.
SD? Alternative delegate?
No.
Oh, just SD. Pardon me?
No.
International Property Maintenance Code. I'll get you a piece of paper. Okay, now where fire, plumbing, and electrical apply when you rebuild or remodel or a new build, The International Property Maintenance Code applies to every current dwelling without any grandfather clause. So when you look at the content of what they deem unlawful is chipping and peeling paint, 2 hot and cold handles on your tub or shower instead of 1. Because the code says that these appliances are supposed to adhere to International Plumbing Code. Well, if you build a new house and it's under International Plumbing Code, you're supposed to have a single handle, not 2. So basically, when they implement this code in the community, it automatically probably takes 90% of the existing homes into non-compliance. So what happens when you're non-compliant? The law says they have the capacity for you not to occupy a premise that is in violation. How do they know? How do they get into your home? Because it says, get this, when the code official has reasonable cause to believe that the premise is in violation of the code. That's his right of entry. That gives him more access into your home than any law enforcement agent who has to have a warrant to enter into my home. This document, or this code that's coming in completely unknown, and you get this, oh, well, we would never interpret it like that. Go ask the lady in Florida who got evicted because she's completely off the grid. They evicted her from her home under International Property Maintenance Code. Go to Philadelphia and you go look at the eviction notices that are racking up about $3,900 a day due to violations of class International Property Maintenance Code. So we would like to, I will give you that paper and that wording on International Property Maintenance Code. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Any
much.
questions? Thank you so much. May I pick up the extras? She's got a tight budget. I do have a very tight budget. I'm going to keep it. I'll leave one. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. My paper? I'm sorry. Yes, I'll give it to you if you'll love it. If you'll love it. And
We'll consider it.
thank
So,
you. You have my card?
absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much. Green card. Now, who do I give multiple copies to? I'm green at this. This is my first rodeo on.
The whole committee, everyone, all 33, got 33 copies.
So if I